gate is narrow and the way is hard pressed. Is this the same in all the Christian Bibles too, who like just believe in Messiah and life is wonderful now? Messiah said it's hard pressed. Okay? And the gate, he said the way is hard pressed, it leads to life, and there are few who find it. There are few who find it. Oh no, all you got to do is just, no. Knowing informationally is only the first barely minimum step. But then you have to take that information. It'd be like if I gave you a treasure map. You have the information, but are you able to decipher it and understand it? And can you go and follow it and get to wherever the treasure is? I mean, if you ever watch any movie with a treasure map, it's not so easy. And it's designed that way on purpose. He says, but beware of false teachers, prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they're savage wolves. Okay, so now all of this was talking about you, and now it's talking about the influencers that may be causing you the problem. Why are you judging? Why are you looking at the twig? Why are you doing all these different things? Well, because there are those influencing you to convince you that that way is correct. Either actively influencing you or passively, meaning they're your parents, they're your best friends, they're your coworkers. You're being influenced just by association. And by how you see them. You're impressed with them, you think they have authority, you think that they're right, whatever, you're going to start to imitate them. So he says, beware the false teachers who come in sheep's clothing. He says, by their fruits you shall know them. So it's identifying these false teachers, these false prophets. Not everyone who says to me, Master, Master, shall enter into the reign of the heavens, but he who is doing the desire of my Father in the heavens. This is first and foremost talking about the teachers. Bet you didn't see that before. Because look at the flow, where he went and how he got to this verse. He says, not everyone who claims I'm their master and they're teaching and speaking on my behalf. He says, not all of them are going to enter into the kingdom. It's the ones who are doing my desire. Individually and the teachers. So it covers both groups. See, you guys think I'm way too hard on other teachers out there. I don't think I'm hard enough. He's really hard on them right here. He says, just because they say, Master, Master, vet your teachers. So the first thing you want to do in vetting your teachers, go listen to the teachings and make sure they match up and say the right thing, etc. And ask the Father to give you discernment, looking for anointing, not just charisma, okay? Or a lot of polish, maybe because there are some guys out there that speak very well, all right? I talk good too, all right? But they have information that needs to be right. That's what's most important. The delivery doesn't matter. None of that. The only thing that matters is the information going to help you properly understand what good is so you can become the good and trustworthy servant, so you can become like him. That's all that really matters, isn't it? That doesn't mean the teacher teaching you Torah is not an important level of thing, because you have to know, hey, Saturday's the Sabbath, and it's from sundown to sundown, and this is what's kosher and not kosher to eat, and this is, how we do this and how we do that, right? That's what teachers do. But the prophets are speaking the word with authority. They're not some guy who's just a big traveling guy who wants to go speak in a tent or telling you about your future. Okay, go to someone who reads tea leaves for that, if that's what you want to do. Prophets are here to tell you about your present. Wake up, do this, or your future is going to not be good. Okay? That's what they're telling you. Cry aloud, spare not, do this now, or it's not going to go well for you later. Because everybody wants to think prophecy. All I want to do is talk about prophecy. You want to talk about end times and what you think is coming in the future. You are never going to experience that correctly if you don't figure out the now properly. For whoever possesses, to him more shall be given, and he shall be overflowing. He'll have overflowingly. But whoever does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away from him. So when he's talking about possesses, I'm going to put my thought here. Whoever possesses what I give them, so that means they took ownership and they took it and they owned it. I can offer you something and you can refuse it. I can offer you something, you can take it and put it on a table and walk away from it. he offers and you take it and receive it. He says, those who take it and receive, remember I talked about revelation many times. Information revealed to you, you have to receive and then do something with, or it's just information. So he's saying, whoever possesses the revelation I'm giving and receives it and does something with it, to him more shall be given. Does that verse make a little more sense? Do you ever wonder what is this doing here? We're just talking about sowing and dirt, and all of a sudden talking about something else. Because really, if you look at it, you throw the seed out there. Ooh, that's like revealed information being thrown out there. And the ground is either possessing it or it's not. And then yielding fruit with it or not. Okay? And so you could have just looked at it and said, oh, well, really, it's all about what kind of dirt you are. Well, yes, that's a very big part of this. But he wants you to know it's about the seed that's being thrown out there. It's him revealing. All of you want revelation, you're getting tons of it. You just think that it's not what you think it is. Information about the secrets of the kingdom, that's the revelation you're getting. Not information about end times. End times are going to happen, play out exactly like he said, no matter how much you figure it out or not. However, if you don't figure this stuff out, you're going to be in trouble. He said, for truly I say to you that many prophets and righteous ones long to see what you see and did not see it, and to hear what you hear and did not hear it. Now stop right there. I know the default is Yeshua. In other words, they got to see Yeshua. And the prophets never got to see Yeshua though. He's not just talking about himself here. He's saying you're getting to hear and see and understand what I'm talking about. The prophets have wanted to understand things. You know, the prophets were spoken, by the way, parables was not a new thing here. Yeshua, speaking in parables, all of the Old Testament is filled with parables. And how many times you see a prophet going, what does that mean? And I'm sorry, it's sealed, Daniel. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll explain that. It's not for you. Okay? But now, he says, I'm opening up your eyes and understanding to all of this stuff. The prophets had always wished they could have some of this that you have. Yeah, they had some stuff you don't have, but now look what you're getting. Would it be a fair thing to say that a person that receives it with joy, with excitement, probably doesn't really understand what they're excited about? Would that be fair? Okay? I know I've never said that before teaching this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. I want you to understand that when they hear it with joy, because you want to focus on, yet there's no root in itself and all these other things. But the reason that's all happening is because they really didn't understand what they got excited about. Kind of like the church altar call nonsense, where they get everybody all excited to go do something they have no idea what they're doing. And how do you know that, Rabbi? Because I went at a Christian concert backstage before they did the altar call and heard the people who were about to do the altar call with the people who came backstage, who were supposed to be youth pastors and pastors and stuff, and said, we're about to do an altar call, and the people who get up have no idea what they just did. And he said to them, a man, an enemy, did this. And the servant said to him, do you wish then that we go and gather them up? And he said, no, lest while you gather them up the darnel, you also uproot the wheat. So this is also talking to potential future congregation leaders to say, look, you may be sowing the good seed, but they're not just listening to you. So other seed is being sown amongst the people you're trying in your field that you're sowing in. But bear in mind, they all look the same. You guys don't have like giant D's on your head or something to make so you know you're a darnel or not. Okay? So we used to think people had losers on their head, right? We do that back in the day.